Studios presents the More Better Narrative podcast. This is episode 90 with BJ McMurtry, Jesse Annell, and Mike Wolper.
Yay! We're here.
Yep.
I'm BJ McMurtry.
Man.
He's Jesse Annell.
And I'm Michael Wolper.
Yay! So...
We're going to be in peak physical condition today.
Well, I was got telling Jesse earlier that I actually just had a marathon sleep, because we went to see Godzilla on Friday night. It was an 11 o'clock showing. Got in bed around 2 a.m. and then I had to be up at 4:30 a.m. for work. But I worked till 2 p.m. Got home. Played a couple video games, noticed I was tired, and was like, I'll take a nap. And then I didn't wake up until 4:30 this morning, when, luckily enough, if I had set an alarm, that's when my alarm would be going off and I had to work again this morning. So I got in, 13 hours of sleep, and then had to work again, and I got off at 10 this morning. So it was good.
You mean got off?
Yeah.
So you're feeling pretty good with your giant red drink, whatever the hell that is?
It's passion tea. It's delicious. It's like berry hibiscus and whatnot, so it's very fruity.
I read some story that one of the Starbucks drinks that has, it's either like raspberry or cherry or strawberry, one of the red fruits, they use a red dye that comes from bugs.
It was the strawberry stuff, and they've recently changed it because of the uproar from, I guess, people that don't like eating living things.
Rawr?
Yes. But the whole deal with that was...
Are you not going to say any real words?
I actually would have rather they left it with that. It's the cochineal beetle, which is where you get cochineal red. But basically what they do is they'd crush the beetle, extract the color, and put it into the strawberry. So it was an all-natural coloring coming from this beetle. The problem was, I think a lot of vegetarians that had been drinking the smoothies and drinking the
Who needs them?
Thing like that.
Liberal sons
they
of
found
bitches.
out that there were crushed bugs in it, and they got up in arms.
Crushed bugs.
But I think because somebody also...
Are you his hype man now?
But I think also...
crushed bugs!
Crushed bugs! Do it, man. But I think also because of...
Think also!
Because the term crushed
Because!
bugs just sounds so negative.
Negative, yo! That's the opposite of positive.
I really do want a hype man to follow me around from now on. That'd be awesome.
I'd like a burger and fries. Burger and fries!
Burger and fries. No onions. No onions!
No onions 2014!
Yo!
Can I have a name for the order? BJ! BJ!
Anyway.
Yeah. So I think people got upset that one, if they didn't like eating meat or didn't like eating animals, they were upset about it. And then other people probably got upset by hearing that it had crushed bugs in it. So, yeah, they changed it to some random red dye that is probably worse for you than eating a crushed beetle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Delicious chemicals.
Yay! Red dye numbers something.
Let's talk about that Spotify thing.
Oh yeah, did you read that something thing? The band, what was the name of the actual
I don't even
band?
fucking remember.
But it was...
No one I'd ever heard of.
3 people with their phones and nobody wants to look it up.
I'm not gonna
My
check
phone's
it.
dead. So
His
fuck
phone
off.
battery
2
died.
people with phones. The odds are still in our favor.
May the odds be
We'll
ever.
tell them what happened.
Oh, they the band, in order to... What was their...
Wolfpack.
Wolfpack?
Yes.
Like with a V?
Yeah, that's got to be great.
Yeah.
Wolfpack? I didn't actually listen to any of their real music. Apparently what they did was they put up a silent album to Spotify.
It was like 20 to 30 seconds long per
No,
track.
it was. I think the minimum is like 31 seconds.
Yeah.
To actually be rated for getting royalties. So what they did was they put up a silent album, and then told all of their fans to listen to it on repeat all night long. So they figured that for a full night's sleep, it was about 8 repetitions of the record, which would net them about $4. Because they were saying per listen of any song, individual song, it's like 0.0007 cents royalty.
It was like
Something
5 to 7 cents.
Yeah. So
No, not per song.
no, it was per song. This was like fraction of a penny.
Right.
So they would have people listening to the entire record on repeat while they slept, and it's a silent record, so you don't have to do anything about it. Apparently, they made over $20,000. $20,000. I don't know if Rosetta has any stuff on Spotify, but none of the money goes to
Yes,
us
you do.
anyway. Do we? I know we have stuff on Spotify, and I know we're on iTunes up to before I think Wake Lift is, and then nothing past that is, as far as I know. I don't know. I've never checked it, but somebody was like, "Where's the new record on iTunes?" Look at you, get the phone. I don't want to.
I'm the fucking research department here.
I need to start putting credits at the end of these, and then put up all the weird names, and researchologist will be your thing.
Well, I heard that, according to the article, like Spotify is going to pay them.
Yeah, they are going to get all the money, but they had to take down the record because it violated their terms of service because there wasn't actually any music on it.
But they have fixed that loophole. They're not going to be paying any other band.
Yeah.
Still, I don't see why other people aren't taking advantage of this. Instead of putting up a blank album, just
Put up an actual album and say, "Hey, listen to this all the time."
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Put it up and then put it on mute when you go to sleep. Don't be a dummy.
Yeah. Or if you put up a really good record,
Listen
which
to
you
it.
should.
There are actually albums that I have bought that I still listen to on Spotify, just to like give them their 0.03 cents or whatever.
But I would actually rather people go on BitTorrent and download a Rosetta record than going to, mostly because we don't get any of that money. But I think in that article it actually mentioned some jazz artists too.
John Cage.
Yeah, and he said the total of royalties he earned for something was like $34, and he was
no, that wasn't John Cage. That guy said I would have rather just sold 2 albums.
I rather would have sold 2 records at a show than making the same amount of money from multiple people listening to it on Spotify.
It was like 4,000 plays.
Yeah.
That he got like $30.
4,000 plays. He made $34. Yeah.
But on the flip side of that, he made $30-something off of something that he didn't actually have to pay to get made.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
I mean, like, you know,
Something with 0 overhead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like so. I mean,
So on iTunes, you can purchase Wake Lift, A Determinism of Morality.
Oh, so Adam is up there.
The Galilean Satellites. You're split with City of Ships. You're split with East of the Wall and East of the Wall and what was the other
Restorations.
one? Yeah, Restorations. No, East of the Wall and You're in No Light. Sorry.
Okay.
You're split with Junius, who I saw last night,
Nice.
and Cleansing Undertones of Wake Lift.
That's our minds though.
Well, it's translation losses.
Okay. But which is funny because Cleansing Undertones came out and people thought that it synced with one of our records, and then they listened to it, and I think they should have realized it right away and just been like, no.
What is this bullshit?
Because I think they might have thought that it synced with Wake Lift because of the name, But it was actually, and this is what Armine told me, I think, is that it was basically something to release as sort of like a finishing product kind of thing. Like, these are all my samples before this date. I made something out of them, and I'm sort of just passing them off. I'm being like, I'm done with that, and I'm starting anew. So I think the Cleansing Undertones was supposed to be sort of like purging himself of all that older stuff, and obviously he still has it in order to play older songs when we do. Not that we do that often anymore. I think we don't play, with the exception of playing like Wake every once in a while, I don't think we play anything prior to Adam anymore.
Did you play something from Adam when you played Boot and Saddle? I thought you just played stuff off of
The new one, the Anesthete? Yeah, I don't remember. Well, because the thing is, we don't have
I just hit stuff, whatever.
Yeah, I hit stuff. We don't have a set list, ever. It's more like we get on stage and I look at Dave and I look at Matt like, what do you want to play? Like, right before we actually hit the first notes. Only every once in a while do we actually like sit in the van and are like, what do you want to play tonight? Because there's nothing else to do in the van. But, yeah.
I'd like to talk about, and I haven't seen it, and I don't think Wahlberg has seen it, the Godzilla movie in the context of just watching the general reaction to that movie.
I haven't looked at anything yet. Like, I didn't get to see it with them on.
Well,
Friday.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But the thing I'd like to talk about is,
I think you should both see it sometime this week.
I'm going to see it today.
And then next week we'll do a whole Godzilla episode.
Gogeta.
But
if you want to, I'm seeing it with my friend Scott tomorrow. Although I don't know when you get off work. We're doing it at like 2 or 3. I don't know if that's too early for you.
Man,
That
does nothing for me.
We're both off work tomorrow, so we were gonna get sushi.
Well, Lottie fucking duh. I'm not.
yeah.
You should call in sick.
After I'm trying to book this Japan trip, and I'm determined to make it 2 weeks. And if I do that, then I only have one vacation day left out of the entire year.
Oh wow.
So.
See, I actually get accrued vacation time in hours though. So normally, once it gets to like Rosetta touring time in the summer, I accrue about 80 to 90 hours of vacation time, and then I just blow it all on tour.
Yeah, when you mean blow.
Oh yeah.
Say what you were gonna say.
Well, my general reaction when I heard that they were, doing another Godzilla movie or rebooting it or reimagining the gods, I had zero interest in it. Like, none. And then,
most reboots nowadays, I have that feeling. I still haven't seen RoboCop.
The thing that turned me around on it, and the thing I'd like to comment on, and I think I've said this before, is I think that they did a brilliant job with the preview. With the trailer.
I never saw that initial trailer.
The initial trailer was awesome, and every trailer after that was just like, holy shit, like, oh my god, like it really, I mean,
it was actually piquing your interest rather than just be like, oh god.
In the sense that I went into it with zero interest. After that first like teaser trailer, I was like, holy shit, that not only is that a great teaser trailer, that may be the best trailer I've ever seen. And then the 3 or 4 trailers they put out after that, with the exception, let me back up. The next 2 trailers for sure, and maybe the third one after that, just got better and better and better. And then everything after that kind of, I think, revealed too much. Mm-hmm. Like I could have done without some of the plot details they threw into it. But I can't remember ever a movie in the modern landscape of internet memes and things like that, like handling the trailers and just hyping the movie in a very artful way, the way that they did with those initial trailers of that. Because I went into that with zero. I was like, fucking God, really?
There was a trailer before Godzilla for How to Train Your Dragon 2, an animated movie, and it basically gave away you basically just saw the entire movie with the exception of whatever twist they're going to throw at the end. But I felt like I just saw
It's
the movie.
actually a penguin.
No, all the dragons burst open and they're robots controlled by penguins. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
But I thought that they handled the trailers on that Godzilla movie brilliantly, because it really got me excited about seeing this movie.
So they did their job.
And then and then
Somebody did
and then
their job.
and then watching the reaction to the movie now that it's out and having not seen it, of course the Japanese are going to hate it.
They said that the new Godzilla looked fat.
Yeah. And
Really?
Yeah, there was some article I read alongside a positive article that said that the original dude that was in the suit for the first Godzilla movie actually aided in the creation of this new Godzilla. So the original
What
guy.
does that matter?
Well, because
The guy who was in the suit had something to do with
Well,
this.
no, because apparently he created this quintessential way that Godzilla moves, and the way Godzilla carries himself and does all this. So he's hailed as the father of Godzilla kind of thing, and
He got one of the key grips from the original Godzilla.
he didn't do anything. He just sat in a chair in the back.
Yeah.
We got the same catering company that worked on the first Godzilla movie, but apparently
They flew all the way from Japan.
and there was only sushi.
Yeah.
That's it. But but they were saying that apparently a lot of comments about the physical appearance of Godzilla is that he looks fat.
But still, look at old Godzilla. He was never trim. He was never he always had this front butt thing in front of him. I wasn't exactly doing laps around Tokyo. That shit was waddling everywhere.
I think I think there needs to be a sequel to the Godzilla movie where he comes back out of the sea and he's all muscular, be like, "Hey guys, I'm ready. Let's do this."
Well, now you're not scary. Now you're not scary.
No, he comes
Now
out,
you're just a dude man, bro.
He comes out of the water and he's super fat and he's just Godzilla versus the front butt.
Starts working out, doing squats.
Yeah, it's a fucking montage.
And then he fights Drago in Russia.
Yeah. I will break you as he's looking up stories.
Nice. I will say this. The movie was destructive.
Shocking.
Yeah. It was crazy. I don't know if anybody saw my tweet, my thing on Facebook after we saw it last night. No?
Wait. Last night?
Not last night. Friday night.
Yeah. I didn't see it.
I got back from the
That's what
movie.
you get for sleeping 24 hours, asshole.
I said something like, let me see if I can find it. I'm not going to be able to even quote myself exactly.
Can you give us the gist?
I said, it's good to know that in the event of a giant nuclear monster attack, everyone will be safe unless you live in the Philippines, Japan, Hawaii, Nevada, or California.
Yeah.
Fuck California.
Mostly because it was a very contained destruction, but it's all of those places just don't exist anymore.
Well, Matthew Broderick Godzilla took place in New York, didn't it?
And only New York, except for that beginning scene with the ship that was ripped open with the claws.
There was almost no reason for that movie, in the context of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they had to have it somewhere, but it almost really didn't make sense that it was in New York, because that means Godzilla had to swim.
Yep.
All the way around.
Well, it was looking for an island. Yeah, but aren't there islands near there? It had to nest.
So it literally had to swim.
It swimmed across the world.
Went through the Panama Canal. Had to go through the different levels.
What's that? Is that a ship? No, just put it through.
And then the fact that they completely glossed that over. Like, well, it took them like 3 months to get here. You know, like...
He doesn't have anything else to do. He's Godzilla, whatever.
Yeah, but everybody else is like, where'd he go?
I gotta file my taxes.
Where'd he go? We don't know. Let's just go back home. He's here now!
Yeah, and he didn't destroy anything. Like, he was there, and then he was here.
He was there, left some footprints, clawed at a ship that happened to be beached.
I like this motion that rawr.
Rawr, rawr.
Did nothing in the in the meantime.
And then
he just swam under the United States.
I bet if you told that to yeah. I bet if Fox News said that, people would really buy that.
You know how Godzilla got to New York? Swam under the United States and came up through the center of Manhattan.
There was some whack job who was who for a hot second was peddling the idea that that Malaysian flight that disappeared entered a black hole.
Ugh. I like that.
Just floating there?
Just a black hole that was sustainable and didn't completely destroy this entire part of the...
A black hole that entirely encompassed an entire plane and then disappeared.
I like the fact too that the one guy who probably had some insight onto what happened actually came up with a credible theory, like he was a pilot and he was.
He told about they had to go this way and they were going through the only airport and they were going through emergency procedures and
then the fact that there was probably a lot of carbon dioxide in the cockpit, which knocked the pilots out, and if they were going like that, that means they probably would have been off course and were looking for him in the wrong area, and everyone was like, oh, whatever, it had to be a black hole. The one guy that might actually know what happened to them.
But no, he's not.
No.
Discredit him immediately.
And people forget. I don't think people really have a concept of how big the ocean is. I mean, they're still finding wreckages from the 1800s that of ships that they knew kind of where they went down, and they're just now finding them.
It's kind of deep.
Yeah, there's a lot of cover. Put the black box and blah blah blah. Well, when you're down hundreds and thousands of feet,
they only in the past couple of months, maybe a few months, only have just filmed the first giant squid. They exist, and they finally filmed them.
They knew they existed.
Well, but it's now they got it on film.
And the only reason we knew they really existed was because we kept finding dead ones.
Yeah. Right. But they got footage of the first live giant squid, and
kind of hard to film anything at 20 billion psi.
Yeah. But they had to use I forget what color it was. They had to use
red.
Was it red? I don't know.
It's a callback to whatever bug red you were talking about before.
They had to use cochineal beetles down there, but it was. I think it might have been blue. It was something equivalent to ultraviolet, not what's the night vision? Infrared. That's it. Maybe it was red. No, because I know in infrared
it's
a lot of that shows up green.
It's shocking the lack of knowledge that we have on.
You have a phone.
Yeah.
I have a phone. We can look this up.
I don't want to.
We have the technology.
We're famed for our lack of knowledge.
Here's your homework assignment.
I just like his reaction.
Here's your homework
like his reaction. Well, infrared. Well, it probably was red. That doesn't actually mean it shows up in red.
Your homework assignment is to look up anything about this story so that next week you can give us a 30-second blurb. Yes, the color was fill in the blank.
Oh my God. We are idiots.
I know, it's really good, isn't it? So I have an email from Mr. Sam Conway.
Hit me.
Hey, buddy. I seek your counsel on video game systems of the future.
Okay.
What do you recommend out of the new generation of consoles? I've had an Xbox 360 for years, and I truly cherish the memories I've had with it, but I've heard some kind of not chill things about the Xbox One. A lot of people are telling me PC is the way to go, but I'm really not a hardcore gamer at all, and I'm not sure if it would be worth it to make the switch.
So, right now, the PS4 is destroying the Xbox One. Destroying.
Game-wise, or just...
Everything-wise.
Everything?
Price-wise, spec-wise, game-wise. Like, the only major title that Xbox One has exclusively is Titanfall.
Halo, right?
Yeah, they just announced Halo 5, and I'm sure if they do anything with Gears of War, but I'm saying on the system right now.
Well, right now, yeah.
I'm not sure, like, PS4 has fucking Killzone, it has, I can't even think off the top. Oh, Xbox One also has Dead Rising, but I heard that wasn't super awesome. It was just kind of like, oh, we made another one.
Here you go.
Yeah, it's more goofy. We're wacky zombies.
Well, backing up a minute, like the thing that sold me on buying the PlayStation 3 over the Xbox 360 was the interface for like Netflix and stuff. I thought was a little less cumbersome than the Xbox 360.
I actually use my 360 more for that stuff than I do my PS3.
Well, but the other thing though that really kind of tipped it, and I don't really use it a lot, but when I do use it, I like having it, and I like it the fact that it's consolidated into the PlayStation is the Blu-ray player.
Right.
You know, and that was the thing. Like when I was like, and then the other thing that really I like first and third person shooters, and the problem, in my opinion, with Xbox is they have Halo and like Gears of War. The thing I like about PlayStation is they don't have those games. So they're always trying to put out that game that's good. So they have actually more of the games that I like to play. They don't have those quintessential like Halo and, you know, Gears of War, but I don't think you can fuck with Killzone either. The Killzone games are awesome.
I actually want to. I have 1, 2, and 3 that I found like used somewhere. I want to try it this week just for a little bit, but honestly, nobody should be bothering with PS4, Xbox One for a while. Xbox One just announced that they're gonna get rid of the Kinect as part of the package because nobody fucking wants it. It's useless, and they're not gonna require you to have an Xbox Live membership in order to...
I heard about that. I thought that was awesome because I have an Xbox 360 over here. Actually, 2 of them because one of them's my friend Scott's.
I like this redneck. We have an Xbox 360 on top of an older Xbox 360.
But that was the one thing. It's not hooked up to the internet.
You realize
right now
if you
because we
do
moved
that,
it
you're
down.
not going to get a little bitty like Xbox, like anytime, like they're not going to mate.
You're not going to get an X-Bone out of them.
Yeah.
You don't rub 2 of them together.
Well, I mean,
I
maybe.
think, honestly...
But that was one of the things I was excited about because, I mean, I had an Xbox Live membership when I was connected to the internet, and it was okay, but I also have Netflix, and I was like, yeah, well.
Don't bother with PS4 or Xbox One for at least another 6 months, because that'll be, you know, holiday season, and that's when they start doing whatever deals. When I'm actually looking to get a Wii or a Wii U rather once they start dropping. Yeah. Which is dumb because I never have anybody over at my place, so for me to get party games is fucking useless. But like,
You should have parties all the time.
I would. You people are welcome in my apartment.
What about them?
But they live in like Europe or some shit.
They live on the internet.
Yeah, they don't exist. No, like you're welcome to come hang out. It's just it's kind of a hike, and I'm dying for people to come over and play video games and keep me and my dog company, because most of the time it's just me sitting there doing work and my dog fucking making me feel like a piece of shit that I am.
Fly my helicopter over.
Yeah. But Smash Brothers is coming out. Mario Kart 8's coming out.
They're up to 8?
Oh yeah. Wow. Dude, it's been around since fucking early 90s.
I know, but
There are a couple others that I saw, but Bayonetta 2 hopefully should be coming out this year. So more and more stuff is coming out for Wii U, and then PC, might not be a bad idea. Steam is working on its Valve is working on its Steam box, which is meant to break into the console market, but it's really just a fucking Linux box that only plays with games. And then
nice.
Sony and Microsoft are kind of hinting that these are going to be the last consoles that they put out. That there's, with all the streaming services out there now, that there's really no reason to keep putting out expensive hardware when they're planning on doing a streaming service for all of their games. Like, you still have to pay for them, but like you can play them just on your TV. And
So like you could, if you had like a Roku box.
Well, have you ever heard of
goddamn
OnLive?
amazing. What's that?
OnLive.
Sounds
It's a
familiar.
service that's actually been around for a while. What they do is, when you purchase a game, like you purchase directly from OnLive, and they basically, I think they just have a system with like just a building with servers in it, and when you purchase a game, they install it onto like your box,
Right.
and it's almost like the service you pay for is basically to rent a server almost, and then you just pay a little extra to purchase a game and put it on there. You then access with your account, and all of the graphics, everything is being rendered on that hardware, and then you play it through your web browser or through their download client. So you can have like the crappiest computer ever, as long as it can play video properly, you're able to play it. And so that's how one of my friends was playing Just Cause 2 when it came out, and a couple of others. But I mean, the streaming game service has already started, and it's
that's
pretty
interesting.
rad.
What Mike's saying though about them not putting out any more consoles, because a lot of people are and myself included, are using the consoles as like a Roku box. I mean, so
It's just sad for me as somebody who likes kind of the nostalgia of like, because I have like, all the Silent Hill, all the good Silent Hill games, and I just picked up Castlevania for NES, and like I have all my NES games, my SNES games, my N64 games. Like, it's cool to kind of have this reminder and this physical property.
Well, it's like the equivalent of, if you like music, you're going to get vinyl. The physicality of it, the nostalgia and the aesthetic of it.
But that's
It's
not gonna
nice
be a
having
thing
like
anymore.
physical games too. But what?
That's not going to be a thing pretty soon. So if you are dead set on getting one, get PS4, because then that when PSN launches, then you can just start buying and downloading all their like literally it's going to go back all the way to the PS1, so you can buy whatever.
which is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a really cool because like that's always been. Well, what about all the games I have? Like,
Right.
and
which is really fucking frustrating that my PS3 won't play any of my PS2 or PS1 games.
Right.
And my PS2 can play both of them because I bought it early enough, but it's only a matter of time before that dies. And it's like, I want to play your games. Just let me play your fucking games. Why do you make me jump through these hoops for no goddamn reason? But if you can buy and stream them, then I'm all for that. And then once they announce that that's launching, then I will be...
And that also means,
PS4
too, like, you don't really have to worry. As long as you have that account, you can access that account almost anywhere.
Right.
Which is not a bad thing. And plus, you don't have to worry about your, like you're just saying, you don't have to worry about your console dying. If your TV, if your
whatever,
if
you have to stream it though.
if your TV gets fucked up or whatever, like you have to, like, I mean, even if you had like a smart TV or whatever, I mean, you have to worry about that, but you don't have to worry about that and your console.
So the thing that bums me out is I really hope, I haven't looked into it, but I really hope that whatever games I've downloaded off of Xbox Live, there's some record as to what I've bought just in case my console does brick and I don't have the capability of extracting those games and I don't want to fucking buy them again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I did buy. Granted, I bought them either cheap or free because of all these fucking deals that Xbox has been handing out.
Mm-hmm.
But like I bought Dark Souls for like $5. I downloaded Sleeping Dogs for free. I downloaded.
Yeah, I haven't been able to play it that much though.
Yeah. Like,
how's your goat?
Hmm?
How's your goat?
I actually haven't played it in a bit. I've been playing this game called Starbound, which is like Terraria and Minecraft combined, but in space, and it's pretty fun. You get your own ship, you fly around the galaxy. Basically, go and avatar planets,
right.
chopping down trees and killing the indigenous people.
Goddamn right you are. Fuck them.
So we have the second question, which we might have answered a little bit of it. I'm also looking for a good horror game to check out, ideally for the 360 since I have no money for consoles at the moment. I'm currently working my way through Amnesia, and I hate it. And I've played the first 2 Dead Space games and thought they were incredible. I've heard mixed reviews on the third, though. I've also heard Silent Hill is awesome, and Outlast is supposed to be pretty alright as well. What do you guys think? I've played Amnesia and Dead Space, and both of them were pretty fun. I've never played the Silent Hill game, though.
Silent Hill 2 is one of the best games ever. Silent Hill 3 is good. Silent Hill 4 is good. Silent Hill 1 is good, but it's very dated. And then the others, not so much. Shattered Memories is interesting, but it's like that's for the Wii, and it's kind of like a weird take on, like it's a weird retcon of the first one. Outlast is coming to PS4, but right now it's PC only, and I've seen video of it, and it's just fucking nuts. Especially the DLC that they just released is fucking crazy.
I've seen a couple of things. I watched the PewDiePie channel on YouTube.
Watch PewDiePie.
But some of the playthroughs of more like his horror games are actually pretty fun. He's done, in his defense, he's done a lot less girly screaming than he used to.
I don't think you can fuck with, even though they lean more towards like a shooter game, Fear.
Fear games are awesome. The first one, the graphics are a bit now because it was made a while ago.
But that's
the rest of them, I think they were kind of like, let's just continue the moneymaker. Continue the moneymaker.
They're not bad games, and some of them are... I know one of them was definitely not as good as the others. The last one...
I've only played 1 and 2, but I think I own the third one as well.
The last one was okay. I don't even remember how many there are.
4, I think.
Yeah.
3? No.
But
there's like one that's like a 2.5 or something that's not really a game.
Well, I think the third one is sort of that, like, let's cash in on this one more time if we can, and it's more of like the jump scare kind of thing with like blood everywhere and stuff like that.
My problem with it is that concept of a military unit that deals with supernatural stuff. The fact that they tried pushing, in the first game was definitely an homage or blatantly ripping off kind of the Silent Hill vibe. But that being said, it was an interesting game, because it took that aesthetic and mixed it with a military, style, shooter. The thing that bummed me out about that was they kept shoving that storyline, into the other games when it would have been interesting for me to play, a Fear game where we have this unit that specializes in supernatural shit fighting vampires or werewolf, or something other than this little girl. This creepy little girl. It would have been interesting to to see like a colony of vampires take over a major city, and these guys have to go in, and it would have been interesting for them to not focus so much on that plot line, which is a cool plot line, and they did a couple of really cool things with it. But overall, it was the equivalent of them trying to shove Sigourney Weaver into all the Alien movies for no reason, or to have Arnold Schwarzenegger just in the Terminator movies for no, But
that never happened.
but but I do like that being said, I do like those games a lot, and the first one, the thing I like about the first one is when the scary shit happens, if you're not actually looking at it, you don't even see it. So you
just hear like the music swell, and you're like, did I miss?
Which makes the repeat value of going back and playing the game, multiple times. Because like there's a couple of moments, like for instance, when you're in an elevator, if you're not looking down, you don't see the girl appear staring at you, or if you look over, you can see her reflection in the door. But if you're not looking at that, you don't see it. Or for instance, like when you're going up the ladder, if you're not looking up, you don't see the girl standing at the top of the ladder looking down at you. And there's a lot of stuff in that game like that where if you're not, so you can go back and.
Or it'll be like somebody in the distance walking through like a corridor.
Right, and if you're not.
Yeah, if you're like busy looking for ammo or busy looking for something, you just hear like.
Because I played that game through like 8 times, and there was stuff I had never seen or had noticed the last time I played. I was like, oh wow, that's kind of cool that I played this game through 8 times, and there's still shit woven into the texture of that game that I'm just now seeing. But yeah, I mean, in terms of like horror games, I don't think you can really mess with that. But it is kind of I've never played the Silent Hill games, but it's an obvious. They lifted a couple of elements from that.
Yeah. One more question. What is the most pissed off record that you have ever heard in your life? Gaza's No Absolutes in Human Suffering and Pig Destroyer's Prowler come to mind for me, but I'm sure you guys could do better. I need you to hear a big, nasty musical fuck you.
Cursed. Anything by Cursed. Anything by Left 4 Dead. Nail's last record. But I mean, both of their records, but their last one especially. There was this band from the Northwest that used to be called Elitist, and now they're called Bastard Feast. That's really, really good. I saw this band Thursday called Old Wounds. That's very much like early metalcore before it became scenecore, but it was weird. The vocalist had this Davey Havok thing going on, where he came out with like makeup, but like well done makeup, not like corpse paint or like anything.
Like he looked pretty.
Yeah, like it was intentionally, foundation, eyeshadow and like whatever, but like they played like super breakdowny kind of stuff, and they covered Hatebreed, which I found very cool for a guy who wears makeup. Those are good starts. I kind of prefer Terrifier for Pig Destroyer.
Jesse, any angry music?
If you can find it, anything by Shame Lady. Anything but with Charger, with their original singer, not the last album they put out, which is bullshit. Fuck that album. I think I'm just kind of drawing a blank on that.
You just like you cast out this wide net. I'm just like, what's angry music? And then that's when my mind just clears, and I'm like,
and the funny thing is, like, the one time
Depeche Mode, I don't know.
The one time I didn't bring my iPod in with me when I could actually use it. Like, oh yeah, that's
Well, it's funny to if you're basing it off of stuff like Gaza and Pig Destroyer, then that brings to mind like a very specific group. Whereas I feel like there are other bands that I listen to that are plenty angry, but you wouldn't necessarily get it from their vibe if you're leaning more towards that. Like I think Agitator is very angry, but it's not going to be as heavy as Gaza or something like that. Death Spell Omega, but again, that's not so bass heavy. That's more like noisy. Extortion's really good. They're pretty pissed off. Full of Hell, although I know Armine despises them.
Really?
Yeah. Harm's Way. Kill the Client. Dude, Champ is an angry, angry man.
I don't think you can fuck in terms of like just listening to it going, oh my god, that guy needs a hug. Angry music. I don't think you can fuck with Starkweather. They're very like, holy shit.
But again, like, people are going to be like, oh, that's not heavy as, some more melodic parts. And it's like, well, you're kind of whatever. The Last Secret record's pretty heavy. Yeah, that should be enough to check out for now.
You've got your list. Go!
You just opened a Pandora's box, Sam, because I go off on these, like, ADD level compulsive posting videos to your page thing. So at some point,
so prepare to have your Facebook page raped.
So in the next week or so, you're gonna probably get about 10 or 20. Like, oh yeah, if you need to, like, so bear with me. Also, I can't help myself. It's a problem.
All else failed.
Yeah.
Very, very angry.
All right. I'm BJ McMurtry.
I'm Jesse L.
I'm Michael Wahlberg, and I want to play video games.
Yay!
Thank you for listening to the More Better Narrative podcast. Find us at mbnpodcast.com or on iTunes. For more information, visit us on Twitter or Facebook at mbnpodcast.com or email us at morebetternarrative@gmail.com.